I welcome the opportunity to speak on the withdrawal of the UK from the EU bill and hope, like everybody else in this House, that we will not have to rely on it. It's good that we are here debating this issue here today because, of course, if other parties in this House had had their way, we would all be out knocking on doors this week. Minister, I want to address mental health. The placement of Irish citizens with UK health providers for the purpose of receiving mental health treatment have involved an application on behalf of the HSE to the Court of Protection in London for recognition and enforcement of orders of the Irish High Court. The legal mechanism which facilitates recognition and enforcement of Irish court orders by the UK Court of Protection is under the UK's Mental Health Capacity Act of 2005. This Act in turn gives effect to the Convention of the International Protection of Adults and is the Convention of the Hague Conference of Private International Law, being the World Organisation for Cross-Border Cooperation in Civil and Commercial Matters, or the HCCH. The HCCH is not part of the EU and should not therefore be affected by Brexit. However, I seek clarity. It is my understanding that the mechanism under which children are referred to the UK for mental health treatment is actually done by way of EU regulation and not the HCCH, and therefore may be affected. And I seek the Minister's clarification on this matter. Minister, as long as this government fails to provide appropriate care for mental health patients here in this country, it is critical that any steps needed to be taken are so taken to ensure that the HSE can continue to refer patients to the UK for specialised care as deemed appropriate once the UK leaves the European Union. Now, if I may, I want to put my Wexford cap on for a moment. Rosslare Europort is owned by the Fishguard Rosslare Railways and Harbours Company. Established in 1898 under the UK statutory instrument, its future is effectively controlled by the UK government, which could dissolve the company in the morning if it wanted to. The British may even like the idea of having a port in the European Union post-Brexit. Despite promising to do so, the Minister for Transport has never brought up the ownership with his UK counterpart. When I raised the matter with the Minister for Foreign Affairs, he bizarrely knew nothing about it a couple of weeks ago, in spite of the number of times I've brought it up with him in terms of parliamentary questions. He could probably plaster his office now at this stage with them. It was even covered on the front page of the Sunday Business Post a few weeks ago. He too has not brought the matter up with the UK counterpart. Brexit provides a unique opportunity to resolve the issue of the ownership of Rosslare Europort. It is a strategic national port. The same situation would not be tolerated with Dublin Port or Dublin Airport. So why is it tolerated with Rosslare Europort? Minister Ross himself has admitted that the unusual legal status of the port has often been identified as an inhibiting factor in the port's development. Why have the ministers of this government continuously failed to grasp the opportunity to address the ownership issue of Rosslare Europort with his UK counterparts?